Hey everyone, I'm Heather, the Starlight Priestess. Today I'm going to do a 9/9 portal pick a card reading. I wanted to get this out to you as soon as possible, so I am at work. We're going to be doing kind of a face-to-face format. I know the lighting isn't great. I'm sorry, the picture is probably really grainy. We have a big storm going on outside, so it's pretty dark in my office. But let's go ahead and see what cards I drew and the card links to the readings will be in the description box below. Okay, so pile 1 is Indigo Child. I will also have a close-up picture of all 3 cards, so that might help you. Pile 2 is Surrender. And pile 3 is Winds of Change. And those are the numbers 555 and that little tornado there. Okay, go ahead and select your pile. If you resonate with more than one pile, that's absolutely okay. The timestamps will be below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. You chose the Indigo Child. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start shuffling. The deck that I'm using today is my own deck. It is the Sparkle and Shine Oracle deck. It is not yet in print, but you can try it out and download it. I will leave the link below. There's a digital version of it through an Oracle card app. So that link will be in the description box below. Also, I produce a magazine. It's called Lotus Moon. It is on Publu. If I'm saying that correctly, I'll leave that link as well below, but it's really informative. There's 74 pages of the September edition, a lot of information on our shadows, our dark sides, working through shadows, healing our shadows. There's some important information about the eclipses, horoscopes. There's some fun things about Mabon, some feng shui. So if you're interested, check it out. That link will be in the description box below as well. Okay, so what's coming through for you, pile 1? Okay, we have travel as well. Okay, let's see what else comes up. If you like these readings, please hit that like button. That way more people are able to see it with the YouTube algorithms. The more comments and likes, the more the video is shown to others. So hopefully, if you like this, please share it. Please hit that like button so others can share in this information as well. Okay, what else is coming through to you, pile 1? This turns sideways. Okay, Carousel. This is representing karma. Yeah, it's funny. This astral, or this travel, I'm getting astral travel, like astral projection, maybe in dreams. Dreams. You might be having some very vivid dreams right now. Okay. Okay, what is pertinent about the 9/9 portal to pile 1? Perfection. Perfection. This is a really important one. Okay. Let's just pull one more. I'm just kind of pulling, seeing what comes out. Nothing, no plan or layout. Okay. Oh, that seems to want to come out. Ego and Soul. That's actually a really, really good one. That matches, that comes out with this Carousel with the karma. A lot of times karma can be involved. We also have this Perfection. So the energy that I'm getting is your soul is really seeking something, okay? In this Ego card, we see, for me, blue is always associated with the soul, and we have that in this Ego card right here. We have the soul side, obviously, and the ego side. So our ego is the aspect of ourselves that has been kind of traumatized. It's kind of like our, the traumatized child within us. It's the aspect of ourselves that has lived through lifetimes and is carrying all this weight of trauma and hardships and pain and agony from all of these different lifetimes that we've lived. And so it has all of these human qualities like judgment, fear, denial, hate, anger. All of these emotions get stuck in the ego, and especially fear, it kind of clamps down on us. It clamps around us. And so we end up in this space where our ego is controlling our lives. And so we're being controlled by fear, we're being controlled by anger, we're being controlled by judgment. And so your soul knows that you need to break out of that you need to break out of that, that box, let's say. You needs to break out of that box because it's keeping you trapped. And your purpose here, you have a very special purpose here, and that's part of this indigo child. Indigo children are often the ones with ADHD, have problems with authority. They come to break down systems. They come to bring light. And that's really what I'm getting with this, is a light bringer. So maybe your purpose isn't, you're not necessarily an indigo child. You could be a starseed. You could be an angel. You could be a fairy. But your light, the light that's inside of you, is what has brought you to this human existence at this time. It's the light inside of you. And so that's what's needing to be shared with the world. But when your ego is so strong, it dampens that light, and darkness can get in very, very easily. The aspects of judgment, fear, narcissism, shame, pride, all of those things, that is where darkness can get in. And so when ego is ruling your life, it's basically putting out a welcome mat to darkness, to evil, to dark energies, to dark forces. And I'm not going to get too into that. Just know that it's negative energy that you don't want. So we have this perfection card, okay? This is the card of society. This is what society is telling you to do. So this is kind of a path to darkness we see back here. It's a path, it's a road off of your path, okay? Your path is over on this side. It's kind of hard to see in the picture, but that's the heart. And it's following your heart. And that is your path. Your path is following your heart. Your path is following your joy. So I'm being called, I haven't really finished that yet, but I'm being called to this karma card. So sometimes you have to go through the darkness. See, the carousel horse is darkness. Sometimes you have to move through the darkness to heal the shadows, to heal the karma, to get rid of what has been keeping you stuck, what has been keeping you in a place of darkness, okay? And so you have this option here. You choose your heart, you choose love, and love is always more powerful than darkness. It's a higher resonating energy, and darkness cannot defeat love. Lower vibrational energies cannot rise above love. Love is kind of your saving grace. Love is your healing power. So maybe you don't have to be in love, or you don't have to love your enemies, but when it's finding love within yourself, when you can find love within you, when you can resonate at a place that is high vibrational, like joy, like love, like empowerment. Okay, love isn't the highest frequency, but it's one of the highest frequencies. So resonating at love, I think enlightenment is the highest frequency, but joy, compassion, empowering yourself, those are all very high frequencies. So when you do those things like that, that is when you defeat the darkness. Now, I will say, I have been through it. I have been in places where you are so defeated, where you are feeling terrible about yourself, when you don't think that your life can get any worse. That is dark energy that's creeping in. It's taking advantage of the lower vibrational feelings that you keep resonating in. And if you find yourself in that space right now, today, with this portal, this is a message, a very, very important message for you to heal that energy, to get rid of that energy. And sometimes we have no idea how to heal that energy, how to get rid of that energy. For me, I use Ho'oponopono. It's sometimes when we can't let go of like these negative feelings necessarily about ourselves, when we can't let go of the self-talk, negative self-talk, there is an aspect of love to Ho'oponopono. So speaking through it, it will resonate with love. It'll still resonate at a higher frequency. Also, gratitude. I'm going to shuffle some more. I'm going to see if my gratitude card comes up sometimes. But, okay, what is your guidance? Divine, angels. Okay, writing your story. This is important. So, I never thought about that. Okay. So what my guides are showing me is when you write down your story, when you write down how you want to design your life, that can't be altered. When you say to yourself, when you have the negative self-talk, when you have a dream, you can talk yourself out of things that you think you deserve. You know, one minute you're like, yes, I deserve that. I am empowered. I feel wonderful about myself. I can do this. And the next minute, something has brought you to this place of like an abyss beneath you. And you're like, I suck. Why would I ever think that I can deserve this? You become in this very, very dark place. And so you can have these visions and these beautiful visions, and then you can get to the precipice of this abyss and say, okay, I'm worthless. But when you write it down, that is energy that you're putting to the universe that cannot be erased. It cannot be manipulated by darker energy, by dark forces. And so you are being asked to write what you want down. Write it out. Everything that you want for yourself, everything you want to create for yourself, everything that you want in your life cannot be manipulated when you write it in your own hand, when you write it. And I know writing is old school. I don't know. I'm 46, so writing to me is great. But even my husband, who's older than me, he does nothing with writing. Everything is on his phone. No, don't go digital. Digital can be manipulated as well. However, writing something with pen, pencil, and paper cannot be manipulated. That is divine. I don't know. They're showing me, it's just kind of, or telling me there's some kind of divine intervention there. There's some kind of divine magic, and I don't really understand that. But we're just going to go with it, okay? So write it down. Write what you think you deserve, and go for what more than you think you deserve, okay? You know, maybe you have this limitation or this block and say, okay, you want a new car, and you're like, okay, I deserve this, you know, cheap little compact commuter car because I don't think I can really get anything else. Go for more than that. Go for what you really want. Go for what you really desire. Okay, that is the message coming through. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Your soul is coming through. That's what your soul is trying to overcome, the darkness that has manipulated you through living here on earth. And it's easy. It all happens to us so easy. More than we absolutely know. And we have to make huge choices in our lives to step away from darkness and the manipulations, and to align with our soul. Okay, pile 1. 9-9 portal. What opportunities are coming up in this 9-9 portal? Root chakra, healing. That makes a lot of sense, because in this root chakra, we hold our fears that relate to security. So finances, food, the basic needs, having just our basic needs met, love as well. Maybe you come from a family where you were abused, and you had to do certain things to feel loved, but you maybe weren't even really loved. Maybe you had to, food was scarce, finances were scarce. There's, I mean, so many different options, but that's all that comes up in the root chakra. And so as you get older, the ego takes over so much of those fears. Those fears run your life. And so healing the root chakra, and I just saw something, healing the root chakra helps to heal those fears. It's all fear-based. Everything that's dark energy, that's negative energy, is in fear-based. It's based in fear, sorry. And that's what you're trying to step away from. That's what your soul is calling you to get rid of. The closer you get to your soul, the closer you get to source, God, the universe, Allah, whatever you want to call it. But it's source energy, divine energy. Okay, so what I just saw is on the bottom of the deck is victim. You are basically a victim, caged to these darker energies, to these fears, to your ego. And you kind of put yourself here, but not really. It's kind of the way it's designed. You come here and you have to go through kind of these hoops. We choose what experience we live in these lives. So you come to this life with things that you want to clean, the karma you want to clean, mission things that you want to do. But in order to do them sometimes, especially people who are light workers, who are very light inside. And since we started with this indigo child card, I am feeling that you have a very, very light energy, a very beautiful light inside of you, that in order to be able to help others, to spread your light, sometimes we have to go through the darkness to either heal karma, or just learn how to free ourselves from the cage, from this victim cage, from this cage of darkness, so we can help others do the same. So another thing that's on the bottom of the deck, words. Words. We were talking earlier about the words and about the internal thoughts that we have. And all of these internal thoughts are controlled by darkness. And so when you can rise above the words that you repeat to yourself all the time, the damaging words that you say to yourself, the words that keep you locked in this victimhood, when you get locked in this victimhood, it's with words. So sometimes writing, like we discussed earlier, writing instead of saying the words can become more of an affirmation, more of a practice, more of a habit. And so the words that you do say to yourself become positive. Okay? What's the old adage? Practice makes perfect. But one of my teacher, I think it was my band teacher, like in 7th grade or something, it wasn't necessarily practice makes perfect. It was practice makes permanent. So if you're practicing writing constantly with positive things about yourself, you actually create new neural channels in your brain. You can create new neural channels in your brain if you do it frequently enough. And those new neural pathways are going to help you to constantly use positive words when speaking to yourself. The more positive words you use, the less dark energy can manipulate it, can manipulate you, and can manipulate, I don't know why I can't say that, sorry. And the less dark energy can manipulate your life and your creation. So using positive words, having positive frequencies is not only good for like your physical life, it helps your soul. It basically saves your soul. Okay, what else is coming up? Let's see, where are we on time? Okay, about 18 minutes. So 9-9 portal. So this, what I'm feeling about this 9-9 portal today is that you're really going to be seeing some things, and a lot of what I've read is things are going to be uncovered on this 9-9 portal. And so I'm feeling that for you is that things are going to be uncovered as to what you are seeing, what you need to see, things that are important for your ego versus your soul. in order for you to align with your soul and shine your light out into the world. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 1? Your guides are sending you a message. I'm seeing feathers floating down. So if you've seen feathers lately, your guides are trying to connect with you. They are trying to speak with you, show you they're there. And what's coming, I'm getting chills. These are very, very powerful guides. Very. Sacral chakra. Sacral chakra as well. Okay, the sacral chakra has to be, or is about kind of the sense of self, the inner child, your, like who you develop into as a person based on your inner child and your sense of self at a young age. It's saying the words that are coming through, it's tweaked, it's skewed, it's not reality. So the sense of who you think you are was developed by people who were not healthy for you. So this could be society. This could be, maybe you're too into the idols of, darker organizations. It could be maybe your parents were abusive and they told you constantly how worthless you are. Maybe it was a bad relationship in your youth, 20s or even 30s. It was a bad relationship and this person was toxic. It could be a friendship too, not even necessarily like a romantic relationship, but you were taught that you were not worthy. And so you've developed this sense of self around a person that is not you. It's someone else's view of you. That's exactly what it is. It's someone else's view of you. That might be showed. So you also might get triggers related to that. So sometimes when we're shown things, when things come into our view, it comes across as triggers. So if you're triggered by something today, that could be why. Okay. Let's see, is anything else coming up for pile 1? Guides. Light. A light is being shown. Kind of like a spotlight will be shown on something. Connect. So what I'm feeling is connection with others will heal you. So maybe helping others will help heal you. Spreading your light. Okay, helping others with giving to others, love and compassion. That raises your vibration. So I'm seeing maybe you're, helping reach out to someone. Maybe even animals too. I always resonate with animals. That's my preferred charities. Animals are definitely my resonate with my soul deeply. So it could be animals. Maybe you're donating to your time to a shelter, and just reading to dogs or loving on animals who've had surgeries. Maybe it's with children, helping children, doing something to help children. Whatever it might be, but whatever resonates with you, but sharing your compassion and love raises your vibration. And so if you're called to do something like that now, you're being guided to do so. Okay. What else is coming up for pile 2? Not 2. I don't know why I keep wanting to say pile 2. Maybe you need to read pile 2 as well. Okay, transformation. Yeah, this is all part of it. Transformation. Okay, diamonds are created under intense pressure, and that's what's happening to you. You're stepping into your light by having to go through intense pressure and difficult situations. That's how you step into your light. That's how you become the light worker or the indigo child. I mean, that's obviously what you naturally are. That's what you were born for. That's what you came here for. But to actually step into that role, there needs to be a transformation, and you're walking through that transformation now. Anything else coming up for pile 1? Okay. Family. If you're called to reach out to family, this also is resonating with soul family. People who you want in your life, if there's someone that you trust or someone that you need, you want their support, something like that. Sorry, I keep kicking my stool. Reach out to family. This could be across the other side too. For some of you, this could be generational karma. Energy, like stuck energy from generations, and you're working through generational karma. So some of these challenges that you're having may not even be your own. They could be from past generations, from your family lines. Love, and following your joy, following your passion. Finding passion in what you do is going to reverberate when you welcome love into your heart. When you spread love throughout your life, it reverberates through all of your generations. So you're not necessarily having to break specific karma, because everyone carries their own karma. But this family karma, it feels like it's just following your heart, following your passion, and rising above the darkness that invades all of us everywhere. It's rising above that, raising your frequency. Okay, this card wants to stay on the bottom. Let's see what it is. Faith. Have faith. Have faith in things. You see they're falling, and what my guides are saying is things are falling apart to fall together. Trust and have faith and know that it's divinely orchestrated. It is for your best good, highest good. Another thing that's coming through too, if you are religious, put your faith in God's hands right now. Put your faith in a higher power's hands. Know that it's being handled. Trust. Okay. Let's see. Let's take one more card. One more. And then we'll close out this reading. The last card for pile 1 is control. Shocker. Yep. Easy to control, manipulation. Be careful. That's what this is. It's a warning. Be careful. Be careful for control. This is the time to really think for yourself and feel. Feel what's right. Because it's going after it's following your gut. It's really trusting your gut. Because there are things going on that may look absolutely perfect. Where were we? Where are we? Perfection. We got the perfection card. There are things going on that look perfect, like societal things. It looks like everything is ideal, everything is pristine, everything is amazing. Wow. That's how you get sucked in. It's the perfection. But the perfection is a mask. The perfection is false. It's a form of control. So you have to feel your way through life instead of thinking. I mean, sometimes, yes, thinking, we need to think, but it's trusting your gut. That's what's coming through, because there's forces at play here that do not have your highest good in mind, that do not have anyone's highest good in mind. So be careful. Pay attention. Okay. Pile 1. I'm sending you lots of love. If you like my reading, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my readings, please subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified when I post new content. If you have any comments or you have any suggestions, if you like certain types of readings, certain styles, please let me know, or ideas about ways that I can do a reading in the future. Please let me know in the comments. I'm sending everyone lots of love. Let's see how 9/9 turns out. Hopefully it turns out with some beautiful transformations. Take care, Pile 1. Hey, Pile 2, you chose the Surrender card. Okay, let's see what's coming up for you for the 9/9 portal. Today I am using the Sparkle and Shine Oracle deck. It is my deck that I created. This is the only version of it. It is digital, however, if you would like the digital version until I can find a good printer for this one. The link, I will leave the link in the comments below. It's through an Oracle card app, and so you just download the app and then you can purchase my Oracle cards and many, many more. Okay. In addition, I produce a magazine that's called Lotus Moon. If you have not yet checked it out, please do. The September edition is out. It is 74 pages of shadow work and crystals and Mabon. There are some rituals, there's mirror work, there's yoga, there's feng shui. I don't think I have any recipes in it, but sometimes I'll put some essential oil combinations. I think that was in the August edition, but there's definitely zodiac signs for the month of September, zodiac horoscopes. More information about eclipse season, which we are currently in the midst of. So go check it out. Lots of good articles and information. Okay, so this card wanted to come out for you. If I can get it, renewal, surrender and renewal. Now, I will say, Pile 1 took a very strange turn. Lots of kind of darker energies were coming through, and that might be what's coming through this portal. So far, what I've felt is a lot of information is coming to light, like things that were in the shadows are being illuminated. So there's a lot of darkness, a lot of very dark, scary things in the world that have kind of been more illuminated lately. And that could be the same in your own life, as well as darker things within yourself. When we tend to resonate at lower vibrations, that's when we're basically welcoming in darker energies, darker frequencies, things like anger, fear, shame, judgment, jealousy, narcissism, everything like that, all of those darker frequencies. So during this frequency, it's really important to keep your vibration high, to not kind of putting, like I said in Pile 1, putting the welcome mat in front of your front door for dark energies, saying, hey, I'm low vibrational, come mess with my head. So just something to think about. Okay, so surrender, you have surrender and renewal. You're going through a transformation. You're going through a change. You're eliminating things that don't belong in your life. You're getting rid of things. It's kind of like a new life, a new personality, a new persona. But you kind of have to surrender to it. It's a process of letting everything you had before go in order to welcome in the new, which can be difficult. Okay, true love. Okay, for some of you, this is love. You will be welcoming in love. This could be new relationships. So as you go through this renewal period, as you let go of things that don't serve you and more things come into your life, you may also have to let go of relationships. This could be friendships. This could be romantic relationships, whatever the case may be. But as you let those go, it makes room for more relationships that resonate with your frequency, allowing those into your life. Okay, it makes space for higher vibration relationships. So that's what's coming through for this. It's almost like there's something, maybe wishing upon a star. Has someone wished upon a star? Or maybe a comet, shooting star, wished upon a star for something? or it's written in the stars, you'll get what's destined for you. Okay? So for if you've wished upon a star, if you've wished for something, it's coming. And for some of you, some kind of relationship is written in the stars for you. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. This could be a soulmate connection. But like I've said countless times, soulmates are not necessarily romantic relationships. Could be an animal too. Sometimes we actually have a soulmate that comes back in animal form. So it could be you're resonating. You have like a best friend who's a dog or a parrot. Anyway, it feels like that's there. That energy is there as a possibility. Okay, pile 2. For some reason in pile 1, I kept saying pile 2. So let's see what comes up for you, pile 2. Okay, pile 2 and today's portal. What's coming through the portal for pile 2? Divine guides, please let us know what's coming through the portal. Chakra of divine love. This is one of the upper chakras. For me, this was the 11th chakra. And it was just a place where everything was love. It was almost like a safe haven because darker energies can't be there because there's such a powerful vibration of love. It's just too strong for darker energies. So it's connecting with this divine chakra. If you're having difficulty with your energy, with resonating at frequencies that are keeping you low vibrational, that are keeping you mentally like a mental victim, if you continue resonating with those lower frequencies, this is the space that you need to go to. This is your safe space. This is your happiness. But when you're resonating at this frequency, you do not attract the darker energies. They can't handle it. And it's funny because as I was shuffling earlier, I got love armor. I'm going to see if that card comes up. But love armor is basically using love as an armor to shield out the dark because the dark can't handle that kind of energy. Okay? But if you're feeling in a low space, access that chakra. It's utter love, and it will raise your vibration. Grow. You're in a period of growth, and that makes sense with that. That makes sense with that renewal card that we have. Actually, this makes a whole lot of sense. If you notice it, the lotus flower is actually made of hearts, and we have chakra of divine love. In order to grow, you're in a dark space right now. Before a plant is planted, actually even in the womb, when a child is growing, a baby is growing, a fetus into a baby, it's in a dark space. It's in a space of without light, without sunlight. And that's the space that you're in right now. You're in this dark space. But in that dark space is where all the development happens. It's where the roots take form. It's where when you're creating a baby, the baby is grown from cells into a human. And that's what this becomes. It grows from a tiny seed into the plant that it's meant to be. And so you're kind of in this dark space right now, pile 2. You're kind of in this in-between time, and that's why it's so important to surrender. Because in that place of in-between, in that space of surrender, it allows the universe to shape your reality quicker, more accurately. It's kind of like what they're showing me is when we're super active and we're trying to manifest something or we're trying to create a life for ourselves, we're putting out all this active energy. And it basically conflicts with the universe because the universe is trying to match our energy, but it's also trying to align things that are for our highest good, that our soul wanted before it came into this human existence. And so the universe has its own plan to put your life into certain positions or certain places or to have it look in a certain way. But when we're so actively maybe manifesting the opposite of what we're supposed to have or what we're supposed to do, then we're basically getting in the way of the universe. We're kind of stepping on its coattails as it's trying to go about do its work. We're stepping on its coattails and slowing it down. And so this space of surrender is basically getting out of our own way and helping the universe facilitate its creation of the beautiful life that we're meant to have. And so it feels like it's the universe and our guides have kind of conspired to put us in this required surrender. And it's, so I am creating a deck of oracle cards, and it's similar to the game of Monopoly. And so I got the Monopoly board picture, but you have like this just visiting space on a Monopoly board. So it's kind of like this just visiting space. It's like they're not going to fully put you in jail and completely stop you from doing anything. What they're going to do is they're going to force you to sit back and be quiet and just wait. And that can be a very, very uncomfortable place for some people. I am absolutely aligning with that. I have a very, very difficult time surrendering and not being active and doing something. But I guarantee you that is the exact space I'm in right now. So I know how difficult it is for you, pile 2. So if you are in this space, it's about focusing on loving yourself, knowing that you are okay in this space, and that things are aligning for you. Things are taking shape for you. Obviously not as fast as we want it to go, but it's happening. So loving yourself. And instead of going to places, so this is incredibly important because a lot of times when we're in that place of surrender, we go to very bad, very dark places. And we have, sometimes that's where we have thoughts of, why is this happening to me? I'm not worthy. I suck. The universe must hate me. This is the importance of going to this chakra of divine love, because it's kind of like a direct connection to the universe and your guides, all of them sharing just how much they love you, and you can feel it. And so if you can get to that chakra through meditation, you're going to feel wonderful because you can feel the love coming from your divine team. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2? What else is coming up for pile 2? It kind of went, okay, it wants to come out. Prosperity. Prosperity's on the horizon. But it has to do with empowerment, and you're not in the space to do that right now. Okay, see, they drew my attention to this grow card again. So you're in the dirt right now, kind of. We're not going to think too much about that, but you're in this dark space, right? You're in this place of darkness, this place of growth, this place of taking root and, your seed developing. This, we have the empowerment, and see how we see the sun shining on that? This is basically when you get to that space, you are going to radiate your own light. You're going to radiate your own sun, and you're just naturally going to attract prosperity and amazing things because you have this natural radiant vibration that radiates joy and radiates love. But in order to get to that space, you have to work through all the other stuff that's kind of in the dirt, so to speak, if we're talking about this card. So that's where you're being shown. Oh, okay, well, that was collaborate. If you are like me and your mind goes 1,000 miles a minute and you need something to keep you busy, find people to collaborate with. Maybe start a little project, a little something that resonates with your heart. It could be a little pet project, literally a pet project, and like donating your time to a pet shelter or something. It could be starting something creative. It could be teaching or sharing your expertise. It could be helping others in some way. But this is coming out that you're going to meet people that will help you build your future, that will help you basically build on what you already have, whether that's knowledge or a project. But they're showing me it's all about building connections, building something sweet, literally something sweet like honey. But not literally, I guess, because it's not sweet relationship, because not literally sweet, but sweet relationships, sweet beginnings, new beginnings. Okay. So it's all about collaboration, finding others that are like-minded. Okay. This came through. I saw this. Storm warning. Well, we know. Sometimes these portals, and especially during eclipse season, they're strong. Storms are strong, blowing through things. Okay. So in pile 1, we had the ego versus soul card. And I explained it that I always viewed the soul as kind of a blue color. And we have this, the background is blue. And being blown away, whoops, wrong side. Being blown away is the red. The red is kind of associated with the ego to me. Not to everyone, but anyway, to me, that's how I see the ego, is it's kind of red. And so this is basically blowing. A storm is coming in to get rid of the ego, to rid your life of the ego that's holding you back, that's keeping you stuck, that's keeping you in a box. And so the storm is coming through to change things up for you so you align at a higher frequency, so you vibrate love and you radiate joy. Okay, it's getting rid of all those ego-related emotions that are going to keep you held back, that are going to keep you stuck. Things like hatred, jealousy, fear, narcissism. Okay, the eclipse season has basically brought this in, and you might see a peak in this today, or some kind of action as it plays out during this portal. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2? Okay, miracles. They're saying miracles are on the way. Oh, sorry, my neck. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, especially with the terrible lighting in here. But, of course, here's a dandelion, and you have all the little dandelion seeds. When you blow on a dandelion, they just go everywhere off into the wind. You've been planting the seeds. The seeds, your desires have been sent off into the universe. But the universe has to do its thing in order to plant them. Okay, you've blown the seeds. The seeds are gone. You've sent your wishes off into the universe, to the energy, to the ether. It's the universe's turn to take the seeds, plant them, and create new things. But it takes time to sprout, right? So it's like these are kind of like 2 steps. These cards are very linked. Whereas the seeds have been planted, you sent them into the universe. The seeds have been planted, and now they're growing. But they're still in that dark space. They're still in that gestation period. So hang in there. Things are coming. Your miracles are coming. Don't lose faith. Okay. What else is coming up for pile 2? Okay, 2 cards. Well, let's go with this one first. Lenses of love and luck. Where is it? Chakra of divine love. Lots of love. Okay, this card is all about looking at life through rose-colored glasses. Lenses of love. Looking at your life. Gratitude, that's what's coming through. Have gratitude for things in your life. Find love. Be able to see the love in your life. Seeing things. When you have gratitude, when you can find gratitude for the little things in your life, it creates a resonance of high vibration and more of it. You're sending a vibration out, and the universe is going to match that. So when you send out a vibration of gratitude, it raises your vibration. The universe is going to match it with with energy that is raised of a higher vibration. Good Lord, sorry, can't talk. So even if you've been in a space of darkness, even if you've been in a space of lower vibration energy, finding gratitude, looking at things with love and with beauty, and finding compassion for others, that's going to help you raise your vibration. And that's going to help the universe help manifest for you, create your manifestations, grow your manifestations faster. Okay, be present. So this is a very important card too, because when we look into our past, we sometimes have lower vibrations. Like we dwell on things of the past that didn't go right. Or we reminisce about things. We're like, oh my God, I missed that time so much, and you become sad. All lower vibration energies. When we look too much toward the future, we miss what's happening today. Or we fear the future because we can't see the future, so we fear it. And we start worrying about the future. And anxiety, worry, those are all low vibrational energies. So focus on the present and what you can be grateful for today, in the present, in the now. Finding that gratitude in your present situation automatically raises your vibration. Okay, what else is coming through for pile 2 divine guides? Manifest. We have been talking about manifesting this entire time. Well, maybe not the entire time, but a lot. We've been talking about manifesting. And it's resonating at those higher frequencies. Resonating with what you want. Okay. See if anything additional is coming out. It's love. Love energy. Love energy. When you can resonate with the love energy, when you can raise your vibration to come from a place of love, that's when you are most magic at manifesting. If you're trying to manifest through low vibrations, you're not going to. If you're wanting to do something, say in your job, you are trying to manifest more money. For example, let's take me as a photographer. I need more money. And so I get this anxious energy. Okay, well, let me make a sale, put a sale on some of my sessions to try to get more people in. But I approach it with anxious energy, with scared energy, with energy that doesn't resonate with love because it's coming from a place of lack. I'm not going to get clients to line up, or the clients that do purchase those sessions are going to, maybe I don't resonate with, or they're not going to be good clients. Maybe they don't like my work, but they just came because it was cheap, and so then there's going to be problems later on. So when you're trying to manifest, if you're manifesting from a place of lack, either it's going to fall flat, or you're going to get manifestations. You're going to manifest things that you don't really want. Maybe they're partially what you want, but it's not coming from the right place, or it's not exactly what you want, or there's problems with it, or something like that. But when you're resonating from a place of love, when you're resonating with a place of alignment, and you visualize what you want, or you try to create what you want, that's when it's kind of whole. It's whole, and it's together, and it's perfect for you. I don't like to use the word perfection because there is no perfect, but just say it's perfect for you. Okay. So keep that in mind, because this is something that you can do while you're in this place of surrender, is think about manifestations. Think about the life that you want. Think about what you want to create for yourself. But do it from a place of love and space of, I would genuinely want that for myself. Okay. What else is coming through for pile 2? What else is coming through for pile 2? Okay. Chakra of divine balance. Okay, this is all about kind of the yin yang, balancing masculine, feminine energy, balancing. Okay, so maybe you've been too much in a space of go energy, like the masculine energy where it's a space of action. And I'm talking about just energies here. We all have masculine, feminine energies, so it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. But it's a masculine energy as in a go energy, an action energy. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. It's an energy of accomplishment. Whereas feminine energy is more of like a place of inner reflection, of emotion, of feeling. And so something is not quite balanced between your energies. And it could be one way or the other. It doesn't matter. But take this time when you're in this space of surrender to try to balance your energies, okay? So if you're a very go, go, go person, and I have to go, I have to do, I have to get this done, I have to accomplish, I can't sit still. Okay, this is the masculine energy, and this is the space that you need to sit to relax that masculine energy and move through any emotions, move through any noise. Sit in quiet and just listen to your thoughts. Be active with your thoughts, but focus on you and what's inside your body instead of thinking, okay, I need to mow the lawn, I need to wash the dishes, I need to do the laundry, I need to run my kids here. Think of everything inside of yourself versus all the exterior, okay? If you are a person that is always inside of yourself, that is always in, communing with your emotions, and that is, always in your head and in your body, but you don't necessarily go and do, or you don't necessarily take action on all of the ideas that you have and all the thoughts that you have, then this is a time to go do that. Now, I think most of you, I'm kind of feeling it's the place of surrender. So most of you are probably going to have to balance add in the feminine and like tone down your masculine. But there could be some of you who are in this space of feminine where you need help balancing, adding in the masculine to go and do and accomplish. Okay, I'm going to pull one last card. I didn't realize we're almost to 30 minutes, but okay, last card for pile 2. How do we want to end this? Okay, what's going on? Okay, pile 2. Last card for pile 2. Okay, a word that's coming through is endings. You might be experiencing endings, and that's all part of this process. And one more card. Wow, there we go. New beginnings. Endings, but there's also new beginnings. So just know that in order for there to be a new beginning, there sometimes has to be endings. And that's the space that you're in. But don't worry, new beginnings are coming. So there we are. If you liked my reading, please hit that like button and comment below. Your likes and your comments are really going to help other people see my readings and learn from them, get the information that they need. If you like my readings and want to see more of them, please subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications on when I post new content. I'm sending you all so much love. I hope you have a beautiful portal day and everything works out amazingly for you. I'll see you back here soon for more readings. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Winds of Change card. This is a wild card. Okay, so before we get started, today I'm using it's probably better over here, the Sparkle and Shine Oracle deck. This is my Oracle deck. I created it. This is the only print copy. I'm still looking for a good printer. It is in digital form though, and I will leave the link to the Oracle Card app that features it in the description box below. You can download it and check out the cards, and eventually I will hopefully get this in print. Okay. Also, I write a magazine, produce a magazine. It's called Lotus Moon. The September edition is out, and it is 74 pages jam-packed with tons of things related to September. So we have horoscope readings for each of the zodiac signs. For the month of September, I have an article on the eclipse season that we're in right now. Lots of really good information. The autumn equinox is all about light and shadows and equality. I have tons of articles on shadow work. There's also feng shui, yoga, Maybon, all sorts of fun stuff. So please check it out. Okay, we will mute that. Sorry. I rarely get calls during the day, but somehow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. If you would please do me the favor and like this reading and maybe make a comment, because that activity helps me be seen by other people, and so this information can get out and help others. Okay. So the Winds of Change card is powerful change, powerful transformation. Things are really being dug up and replaced, kind of like a tornado, okay? And that's kind of what eclipse season is in general. Eclipse season comes through and says, the universe says to you, okay, this isn't right for you. This is blocking your path. This is not what you came here to do. Your soul doesn't want you to do this, so we're going to rip it out of your life, okay? We're going to change it up. So let's see what comes up for you. Okay. Storm. Wow, pile 3. Okay, storm. Winds of change. Okay, so lots of changes. So this storm, I also have a card. It's the Ego versus Soul card, okay? And it's red and blue. And I did not intend this. I always see the soul as blue, and I somehow used red for the ego. But this card, I noticed it not long ago, is kind of like perfect for that, because what it is you're kind of here, you're like, your soul's living in your environment, but along comes life and you have this ego umbrella over the top of you. Sorry, not sure what's happening to my computer, but okay. Your ego comes over the top of you like an umbrella, and it shades you from things. Granted, it shades you from rain, it shades you from sun. It kind of protects you, and that's what it's there to do. Your ego is there to help keep you safe, help keep you dry. But it also prevents you from seeing the things that you need to see, from living the life that you need to live. You know, maybe you want to go down a slide, and you can't fit down a slide with this umbrella. So it's keeping you kind of in this box, in this space that you need to break free of, because you have a purpose, and that purpose does not include you carrying that umbrella with you 24/7. And so a storm comes in and it kind of forces you to get rid of those aspects of ego that are slowing you down, that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you in that box. And that's exactly why you have these two storm cards, is that there is something very strong in your ego that needs to be removed, that needs to be shaken up, okay? This could be your job. It could be, a belief system. It could be learning things about the world around you that you never knew before. And you're like, holy cow, that changed my whole perspective. Okay, I have to get rid of this thought pattern. And so that's what these storms do. And eclipse season is the perfect time for these kind of storms, because eclipse comes things and it digs up all the dirt. It exposes all the stuff that's hiding in the shadows, and it can be very difficult and challenging, but it's all for your highest good. Okay, so let's see what other card popped out. chakra of God. Okay, so this is like the highest chakra, not necessarily the highest chakra. I think there's higher ones. I think there's like 21 something. This is the 12th chakra. Anyway, when I connected with this chakra, it is this powerful, powerful connection to the divine. It's connection with the divine source. And when I was there, it was this space of blackness. It was a void, but you could feel the source energy. You can feel the power. You could feel the love. You felt safe. And you need to go within yourself. You are being asked to go deep within yourself and connect with source energy. Connect as high as you can go to feel that source energy and feel the power within you to connect with your purpose. I have a feeling that there are some very, very, very powerful energies in this pile that chose this pile. Very, very high star seeds, light workers, angels who have reincarnated as humans. You're very, very powerful, and you need to connect to divine source energy to get the information that you need. There's something there that's going to be shown to you, you're going to feel, that you're going to just know. Okay, this is where the clairs are going to be where your clairs are going to be activated, whichever that is for you. Okay. So this is a powerful time for you. So what it feels like is that things are going to be removed from your path. So you have maybe, okay, so there might be a promotion that you don't get, but it's to give you more time. There might be a relationship that ends, or friendship, but it's to give you more time. The universe, the divine source, is removing things from your path so you can connect, so you can learn about yourself. Meditating would be very powerful at this point. Meditation, accessing your Akashic records, anything that you can do, anything that you resonate with, okay? And I think it's going to be different for each one of you because everyone has a different way that they can connect to source energy. But the important thing is to follow your... Oh, so I have another deck and they're showing me that card. Follow the muse inside you. There's a muse that's kind of like dancing and leading you onto these tangents, down these paths, and is all about learning about who you are. Follow the muse, follow the inklings inside of you, follow your desires and passions. And even if it's somewhere out of the blue, even if you're a person that, never just follows tangent thoughts, this is important for you right now. That is where you're being guided to look, to seek, and to learn more about yourself and who you are and where you came from. You have a very, very powerful divine purpose. Okay. What else is coming up for pile 3? Throat chakra. Yeah. Throat. I can't say it. Throat chakra is all about being authentically you. Things that are not aligning with you, with your soul, with your divine purpose are being taken from your life right now. And I hate to say it, sometimes when we ignore the signs a long time, the universe can be a little aggressive about how things are taken from us. But it's necessary. It has to happen. And I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but I don't lie. I speak what comes out, and I've been in that space. I know that space well. I'm in it now. Sometimes we have to trust. We have to blindly trust. We have to have faith. And as frustrating as it is, it's just part of the process. You're there. You're doing it. Just hang tight. Moonlight. Moonlight and shadows. Shadows are coming through. Oh, okay. Moonlight. There's so much coming through right now. Let me sift through it as I'm seeing it. Okay, so Moonlight illuminates the shadows, but there's always stronger shadows. And then I'm seeing the yin yang with the shadow and the light. The moonlight's illuminating the shadows. There's some things that are coming up for you this month. We just had the eclipse. We're going to have another eclipse. The eclipses are going to be very powerful for you this month. There's something lurking in the shadows, in your shadows, that needs to be brought to the surface, that needs to be brought to the light, to be healed. Oh, you know what? For what's coming through is witch energy, like the oh God, what's it called? It's like the, oh God, I'm gonna think of it as soon as I'm finished with the reading, I'll think of it. But it's like the curse energy. The witches. Please, if you know what the heck I'm trying to say, please let me know. Comment below. I'm sure I'll think of it after. But it's basically, it's the persecution energy. And it's been brought forward. And it's, so it maybe you weren't a witch in a past life, but there's some kind of persecution energy there. Whether by long ago relationships, by long ago politics or empires or something like that. It could even be out of this world type of things. You know, Atlantis, Lemuria, star seeds like on other planets. Maybe there's some kind of persecution that your soul experienced on those other planets. But that is buried deep down in your shadows. And the energy's there. It's probably been felt, reiterated throughout lifetimes or any lifetimes that you've had here on earth. And it's like stuck there. And that's the energy that's going to come up. But it's feeling like the moonlight is going to illuminate that. And the moonlight is feminine emotions. So anything emotional, anything that's working through emotions is going to help you. Breath work. I am a huge proponent of breath work. If that is not for you, I understand. Breath work, every time I start breath work, I usually cry for the first 5 minutes. And then I go through my blacking out phases to shift and get rid of stuck energy in the body. Anyway, but that crying, even if you don't know what you're crying about, sometimes the crying with breath work releases energy without you having to experience the trauma all over again. And so for past lifetimes, there's emotions related to that trauma. And releasing the emotions or releasing the trauma through the emotion will help release the energy. And that's what's really coming up for you, because we can do all sorts of work about the stuff that we know, but there is stuff in our past that we will not know until we leave this human form. And you're not meant to know. You don't need to know. But you still have to get rid of the karma. You still have to let go of the energy. You still have to release what's in your auric field, what's in your body, what's in, anyway, it has to be released. So somehow the moonlight, they're showing me the moonlight, the eclipses, and this is a really, really powerful time right now. We just had the first eclipse on September 7th. The next eclipse is coming up in the 21st or 22nd. I think it's the opposite day, the day before or after the equinox. I could be wrong. I need to look at that date again. Anyway, in this time, in this space between the eclipses, there's I'm seeing a whole bunch of shifting, like light and dark flashes, where light's going to come and there's going to be the dark that rises up. It's very wild right now. The eclipse energy is very wild. Moonlight is going to be important to you, though. And finding a space to love yourself. Love yourself no matter what is going on. And of course, connecting with the chakra is going to help you. You're kind of learning to love yourself all over again, to find your authentic self, to find your voice. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 3? This is a lot, so I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. Addiction. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. So this is very, very easy for angels who have incarnated, for fairies, for light beings, star seeds to get stuck into addiction, a passive addiction, because human forms are very heavy energetically. Horrible, horrible, heavy energy. And so when you are a light being and you come into these bodies, it feels horrible. So you find all sorts of ways to try to cope. That's where you'll find light beings really getting attracted to addictions. And that could be, focusing too much on work or projects, addictions we always think about, like drinking and food, sex, drugs, whatever it is for you. Take a look at your addictions, because it is hiding something. It is hiding what they're saying is a gift. It's something about a gift in those shadows, those shadow. And you know what? That could be the shadow aspects that we're talking about here. In those shadow aspects is where your gifts lie. And it's covering, the addiction is covering it up. So something that's coming to mind is alcohol. Alcohol really calms the mind. It calms for people, especially ADHD people who their brains are all over the place. Alcohol and drugs really kind of calm that down, and so they can think and be clear. However, part of the gift of people with ADHD is their ability to think outside the box and do things and be here and thinking about that and have a full plate of 5,000 items, and they're managing it all beautifully. And yes, they get overwhelmed and drop the ball sometimes, but a lot of times ADHD people do turn to depressive substances to kind of calm their mind. And that's to fit in with society. But their gifts are their active mind, their inability to sit still. That is a gift. And that is a gift, a divine gift. And that's what their soul wanted when they came into this world. So pay attention to any addictions that you might find yourself having. Things that you tend to do to either calm yourself or to fit in or to keep your mind off doing this, that, or another thing. Pay attention. Pay attention to that. Those addictions might be illuminated too during the eclipse season. They might be illuminated, showing you that they need to be released, that they need to be let go of, because it's clouding your soul's purpose and authenticity. Okay. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 3, guides? What else is coming up for pile 3? Okay. Chakra of divine light. Chakra of God and chakra of divine light. Okay. This is where the light comes in. This is where you can find the light. It's like the light in the dark. And we already talked about the chakra of God, and it's kind of, when I was saying, or my experience was that it was very dark and empty, kind of like you're out in space. It was like nothing, but the feeling was everything. And it was very powerful. This is like that dark space being illuminated. And so connecting with the chakra, and I want to say this is the 10th chakra for me. Anyway, that's how I felt when I was exploring the 10th chakra. This is going to help you illuminate. We talked about the illuminating your shadows. This is going to help you illuminate the shadows. Connect with your guides. Ooh, you know what? And that's just coming to light too. Look at this. We have the rainbow, the chakras. We have the chakras, the rainbow up here. And so it's illuminating those holes, those things. So like, if you can see in this card, those are kind of like little holes. Sorry, the picture's so crappy, but those are kind of like little holes in each of the chakras. And it's like you use these artificial things, these societal driven distractions to fill these holes. But what actually needs to be filled is the light. The light needs to be infiltrated into these holes to heal the holes. That's what's missing. These are distractions from darker energies. So filling those holes with light, connecting with source, with the divine, with the light, ushering in the light to heal those places of darkness within you is going to put you on your path. It's going to help you heal what's holding you back and be on the right path. To be on your divine path, your soul guided path. Okay. What else is coming up? I hope this is resonating. I feel like this reading is all over the place, pile 3. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 3? Reflection. This card is basically what you see in your external reality is what you are creating internally. So if you don't like how something looks from the outside, like on your inner external world, you don't like your job, you don't like your relationship, you don't like your friends, there's like, or you have friends that constantly put you down. You have friends that constantly reflect back to you how unworthy you are. That's how you feel inside. You have basically manifested that relationship from thinking you don't feel worthy, and the relationship continues. Now, I will say, if you find that relationship getting rocky, if you find that relationship becoming or coming to an end, it's because the universe stepped in to say, this is not good for you. Let's shake it up. Let's get rid of it. Let's be done with it. You need something better. Okay? So take a look at your world. What don't you like? What doesn't feel comfortable? What keeps you feeling like a victim? What makes you feel bad about yourself? It's all internal. It all starts internally. And those are the words that you speak to yourself. Those are the beliefs you have about yourself. And often those beliefs are going to come from childhood or past lives. And it's just, it's in your unconscious. It's kind of like so ingrained. It's in your unconscious, and you act without really knowing why. It's just because of these programmed thoughts and programmed beliefs about yourself. But that's when you need to go through the process of reprogramming. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. So figure out what works for you. Okay. Be present. I got this card in pile 2. There's a lot changing. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that this is going to shake up. So don't dwell on the past, because the past keeps you locked in darker energies, in low vibrations. Don't look too much to the future, because oftentimes that's where fear comes up, because we don't know what's going to happen and we fear the future. So we work really hard and we try to control everything so we know what the future is going to bring, but we never will. Be in the present, find gratitude, be happy, find ways to be happy now. Okay, spend time in meditation, spend time in quiet reflection. That's going to be a very important thing for you to do today, during the portal, and throughout the rest of eclipse season. Okay, let's see where we're at on time. I can probably do a couple more. Okay. Guidance for pile 3 during the portal. Okay. What's coming through is that this portal is going to bring you the opportunity to timeline shift. but you have to be vibrating at a very high frequency. Oh, that's perfect. Fertile. Yep, you're creating something like a pregnancy. I guess it could be a pregnancy if you want to conceive. But this is more, it's like you're creating your world, you're creating your universe, and the universe is inside of you. Okay. Each one of us holds the universe within us, and we can co-create with the universe. And so you're in a space, you're in kind of this lull space. Things are leaving your life. Maybe you don't know what's coming in, or things are changing so fast you don't know what you necessarily want. In that space of kind of nothingness, is where you have the ability to completely design your life, coming from a place of kind of like the ground floor. Okay, it's kind of like the chakra of God space, where I saw just kind of nothingness, and that's what you're creating from. You're creating from nothing. So design your life. Design what you want from absolutely nothing. Don't think about what you deserve. Don't think about what you think you can have. Think about, if you started from scratch, what do you want to create in your life? And that energy is very prevalent right now for you. It's like you're walking through a doorway, and when you think about it, when you think about what you want, if you are resonating at a very high frequency, that's going to shift you up to another timeline where you can have the possibility of creating this for yourself. Or you're going to go to a timeline where it's automatically like right there in front of you. So you have the opportunity to shift timelines. You have to raise your vibration though. So do anything that you love, anything that brings you joy, anything that you resonate with, anything that's going to put you in a space of happiness. Gratitude is very, very, very high vibrational. Joy is high vibrational. Love is high vibrational. Okay? I think enlightenment is the highest. So anything that you can do to raise your vibration and not think about things that are going to put you in lower vibrational energy. And something that I love to do if I find myself in a low vibrational energy, in this feeling, I like to do Ho'oponopono. That's my trick. Ho'oponopono usually gets me out of that feeling. Okay, let's see. One last one. One last card. Okay, there it is. Lost in a fog. You might be feeling lost right now. Things are ending. You don't know where things are going. And actually, it's kind of meant for you to be that way. It's meant to be a point where you really can't see your way out of it. You know things are going. You can see what's falling away, but you can't see what's coming in. And you're not meant to. The divine has that planned for you. So just stay in your high vibration. Stay in your creative mode. Heal yourself. If things fall away, know it's divinely intervened. It's divine intervention. Okay? And just know that you're in kind of this weird, uncomfortable space where you can't see anything, and that's just how it's meant to be. Just do something you love. Find your love. Find passion. Find something. Don't distract yourself with addictions. That's very important. Don't distract yourself. But do something that you love, that you feel good, that makes you feel good, not a fake kind. Okay? Because anything that's addiction, it's like a temporary high, and it's not a true vibrational joy. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. I am going to cut it off there. If you like this reading, please hit that like button. Let me know of anything that you're thinking or feeling or experiencing after this reading, or if it resonates with you in the comments. I love hearing from you. If you'd like to see more readings, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon so you're notified when I post new content. I'm sending you all sorts of love, Pile 3. I hope you have a beautiful portal day, and the rest of your eclipse season is magical.